Okay, hi everyone. So we continue here how to solve what I gave you before, how to solve a system of linear equation. But today here is, in this lecture here, I'm going to give you what is non-linear system of nonlinear equation, system of nonlinear equation. So that is, I need to give you here, so system of non-linear equation. All right, I'm going to explain how to solve this system of non-linear equation. So here, what I gave you before, I gave say 2x plus y equals say 1. We mentioned this one here is what? Is linear equation because your unknown is two variables x and y, then the highest power here is 1. But if it turn out one of them here, you have x squared like this, the highest power here is 2, but your y is 1, we call this one here nonlinear equation. We call it nonlinear equation because one of your variable or one of your unknown become no longer 1. The highest power must have 1 and 1, but here you have 2. So because of that, we call it nonlinear equation. So if you have a system that is nonlinear equation, but the other one also is linear, that is linear, so the entire system become nonlinear. The entire system become nonlinear. So now, how to solve this one here? So when you solve nonlinear, so that is our goal for today, how to solve a nonlinear system. If it turn out one of the equation become nonlinear, it's enough to say the entire system is nonlinear. So that is our goal here, and I'm going to show you how to solve this nonlinear system by example here. So for the first example here, if you have x squared minus 2x plus y minus 7 equals 0. That's the first equation here. And the second equation here, you have 3x minus y plus 1 equals 0. That is the second equation. All right? I need to solve the following system of equation. It's a nonlinear system. How did you know it's a nonlinear? If I look to the equation number 2, it's a linear equation. The highest power here is 1, here 1. But when I look to equation number 1, so that is linear equation, but this one is not linear. Why? Because the highest power for one of the variable, what is your variable for the system here? You have x and y. You have x and y. Your x, the highest power is 2. But your y is, you have 1. So because you have term here, it's a nonlinear term, so the whole thing becomes non-linear system. How to solve this one here? I'm going to use substitution. What do you mean substitution here? If I look to the linear equation here, it's easy to solve for what? To solve for x or y. It's here, if I look to the equation number 2 here, what is the number in front y? Minus 1. What is the number in front x? 3x. It's not 1. So here, it's easy to solve this equation here for, always you have one linear equation and the other one is nonlinear. So what I'm going to do, I take the linear one, it's number 2, I'm going to solve for y. Solve 2 for y. Why I solve the 2 for y? Because I have to rewrite one variable in terms of the other one. So here, how to solve that for y? I take negative y to the right. So you have 3x and here plus 1 equal y. I call this equation number 3. What is that? That is the one I used here. I solve for y. Then what is the equation number 1? That is the equation unused here. That is the one I haven't used. Then it will be, I'm just writing equation 1, x is minus 2x plus y minus 7 equal 0. That is equation 1. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put 3 in 1. Equation 3 here, that I solve for y. I put that in equation 1, that is the one unused here, right? If I do that, then I have to replace y, only y. Your x exactly the same, I'm just copy x the same, because I need to write the equation as in one unknown. To write it, so if you have one equation in one unknown, it will become very easy to solve. If it's a linear one, it's easy to solve. If it's a quadratic one, it's also easy to solve using quadratic formula. So here, how to solve this one here, guys? You have x squared minus 2x, and instead of y, I have to replace y by 3x. And I just take y out, replace it by 3x. So plus 3x plus 1 and 3x. I should write 3x plus 1, and that is my y, guys. That is our y, minus 7 equal 0. Minus 7 equals 0. So what is the good news here? Again, if I look to the whole equation, it turned out the equation become just in x, one unknown, which is our x. Then it will be easier, much easier to solve. So how to solve this? Simplify first, x squared, I write x squared, right? Minus 2x plus 3x, minus 2x plus 3x, you get just 1x. And you have here constant 1 here, and minus 7, you get minus 6 equals 0. Minus 6 equals 0, right? How to solve this one here? It's a quadratic equation. If you want, you can factor, you can try to how to factor, or use quadratic formula, that is give you x minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Right? You can use this one here at home. You can, or I'm going to factor out. How 6 here, I could write x, 2 bracket like this, right? Equals 0. And here 6, how to get 6? 3 multiplied by 2. When I looked at the term in the middle, here you have plus, so that is become plus, and here minus. You take those two terms, the second with the first, and the first with the second like this. So x multiplied by 3, you get 3x, like this. Negative 2x multiplied by x, you get negative 2x. So if I add those together, you get the term in the middle. So you can use quadratic formula, it will give you also the two value for x. So let me solve this one here. You have so-called, recall zero product. What is, if you have a multiplied by b equals 0, then either one of them 0 or all of them 0. So either a 0 or b equals 0, or both are 0. Both of them are 0, right? Both of them are 0. So now you have as the first bracket x minus 2 could be 0, or the second bracket could be 0. The first one gives you x equal 2. The second one, x equal minus 3. So what did you get here, guys? I got two value for x. So now I need to solve the system here. It's a nonlinear system. It's not linear anymore, right? So if you have two value, I need to fit. Also, when I ask you to solve a system, you need to get all the solution means or solve. You need to get x and y. How many unknowns you have here? Two unknowns, x and y. Two unknowns and two equation. You have two equation here. Two equation, right? And you have two unknowns. And when I solve this one here, guys, I need two equation, two unknowns. I need to get x and y. So here is your x. So now when x equal 2, guys, what is your y? How to get y? When x equal minus 3, what is your y? Equal what? So here I can use equation very easy. You can put that in equation 1 if you want, or equation 2. It also is going to, or equation number 3. Easy here to put it in number 3 because it's ready to go. Equation number 3 here, if I replace x by 2, what did you get? You get 3 multiplied by 2. Just replace x by 2 plus 1. If I simplify this, what did you get? You get 7. If I here, the second one, that is equation number 3, again, you get 3, replace x, what is your x? Minus 3 plus 1. So what did you get? You get minus 9 plus 1. So what did you get? You get minus 8. Minus 8. So what is the value that I have here, guys? I got two value. Where x is 2 and 7, that's one value. The one solution here, one solution. And the second solution, your x minus 3 and your y minus 8. Your y here minus 8. Alright, guys? So that is two solutions for this system of linear equation. You follow, guys? So what is summarize here what I gave? You have two equations and two unknowns. It's a nonlinear system. If you have linear equation like that, it's very easy to solve the linear equation first, either in x or y. You can solve it in x or y and put that in equation 1. That is the one unused. It's similar, so that's called like substitution. And then like substitution here, or it's exactly substitution. Then I go back I put in equation number 1. I go ahead and solve that because it turned out one equation and one unknowns, but my equation that I got, it's quadratic equation. I can use quadratic formula or I can factor. All right, guys? So that is one of the equation here. I have, I think, I give you this one here. So I have to give you another equation here, another example here. And then we try to see how far we can go. Take this one here out, all right? All right, so I take this one here out. Is it all right, guys? Okay, so now if I give you another example here, guys, here, example number 2 here. So what do you have? You have 3x squared 3x squared minus 3y equals 0. All right? And here, the second equation, minus 3x plus 2y equal minus 1. That is equation 1, and that is equation 2. All right? So how to solve this equation here, guys? How to solve this equation here? When I look at this equation here, guys, again, that is nonlinear because the highest power here is 2. So one of the unknowns. How many unknowns you have, guys? You have 2 unknowns. You have 2 unknowns, right? 2 unknowns. And how many equations you have? You have 2 equations. 2 unknowns or 2. You can write, one time you could write equation, you could write also variable here. I need to solve those, all right? So it's a nonlinear system because 2 here, you have linear. So it's very easy to solve, guys, here. Take equation number 1, right? And I can solve that either for x or for y, the same. I could solve, but look what you have, guys, here. I know something here, you have 0. So here I could also solve number 1. I can write y in terms of x. So if I look to equation 1 here, from equation 1 here, guys, I know something because you don't have constant here. I can also, the previous example, I solved the linear term. So now let us take the quadratic term here and see, because here you have only x squared and y. So it's easy to solve also. So here you can take equation 2. Equation 2 here, it will be easy to solve for x or for y. Equation 1 here, it's easy to solve for y only because you have x squared. X squared means if you solve for x, you have to take a square root. But here, if you solve for y, what will happen if you solve for y equation 1? So if I solve that equation 1 for y, right, for y here, solve for y, equation 1. So what did you get? You get 3x squared equals 3y. Just take minus 3 to the right. Here you have 3 divided by 3. So what did you get? You get x squared equal y. I call this equation number 3, guys. Equation number 3. So remember, I used this one here, and this one here, that is the one I used here. I used this one to solve. When I solve for y, I solve this one. Some people, they say, I'm going to solve for x or y number 2. I put it in equation 1. Correct. You will do the same. It will be correct, and your solution at the end should be the same. So here I took x squared equal number 3. So now I put equation 3 where? In the one unused. Which one is unused here? It's number 2. So what is number 2? Minus 3x plus 2y. Minus 3x plus 2y equal minus 1. Equal minus 1, right? So here, equation number 3, I have to replace only y. I have to replace y. So what did you get? You get minus 3x plus 2. What is your y from equation number 3? Number 3, it will be just replace y from number 3. You will have just x squared. You have just x squared. That is your y, guys. I replace y by x squared. That is equal minus 1. Right? Now, I need to, what did you get? You get one equation in one unknown. What is your unknown? X. How to solve this one here? It's a quadratic equation. But remember, your quadratic equation, you must have a x squared plus b x plus c equals 0. You must have here 0, but here you don't have 0. So in order to use quadratic formula, you must have this form. Ax squared bx plus c equals 0. But here you have negative 1, which means I have to make that 0. Take negative 1 to the right. So what do you have here? If I arrange this, 2x squared, I could write 2x squared in the beginning here, and minus 3x, and I can take negative 1 to the other side, it will be 0. So if that's 2x squared minus 3x, I take negative 1 to the other side, become plus 1. So now I make a quadratic equation. You have 0, you have here 0. Then I can use quadratic formula to solve this one here, or I can factor to this one here. Either or, it's going to work. So if I factor out this one, you have 2x, you have here 1, you have here x, right? Because here 2x squared, you get 2x multiplied by x. You have here 1, I should have 1. Now I look to the term that I have in the middle. So you have, I'm taking the first 2 here, like umbrella here. So I take the first 2. So I take the first one with the first here. So what you have 2x. I try to figure out the term in the middle. 2x. And what is the term here? You have x. So which means you have here sign, negative sign, because you have negative 3, and here also negative sign. That is equal 0, guys. That is equal 0. So now we have 0 product, 2 bracket, the product of that 0. So the first one should be 0, and the second one should be 0. The second one give you x equal 1. That is one of the value. The first one here, go ahead and solve that. You get 2x equal, take negative 1 to the right, become plus 1. So what is your x? 1 over 2. Your x 1 over 2. Your x here is 1, just 1. So here it's expected. Why I'm getting 2 value for x? Because here you have quadratic equation and the highest power is 2. Then I'm expecting to get 2 value for x. Right? So here you have 2 values. Then I need to find y. When x equal 1, what is your y? So what is your y equal what? So you have to go back either equation 1 or 2 or 3. Easy to put it in number 3 here. If I put that in equation number 3, so what did you get? Your x is 1, so you have 1 square which is 1. So when x equal 1, your y equal 1, right? So now when x equal 1 over 2, what is your y? Your y here equal x squared, so which means 1 over 2, I just replace x by 1 over 2 squared. So what did you get? You get 1 over 4, 1 over 4. So now we get 2 solutions. That is the first solution, x equal 1 and y equal 1. The second solution here is x equal 1 over 2 and your y equal 1 over 4. So that is the solution here. If you want, you can check. How to check? Again, you can put it on the left in order to show they are 0. I have to put it in the left here in order to get minus 1. That is in order to make sure what you are doing correct or incorrect. All right? But that is very much the solution for this system. All right? I'll give you another example here, guys. So example number 3 here. What you have for example number 3, I have this one here. So example number 3 here, guys, example number 3, you will have 4x cubed minus 2x minus 2y equals 0. The second one, 4y cubed minus 2x minus 2y equals 0, right? Minus equals 0. So here, if I give you this problem here, guys, I give you hint here. What is the hint? How to factor a cube minus b cube. How to factor this? So if I factor this one here, how to factor, if you recall, I'm going to give you this one here, it's given. So I hide the exponent here, which is a minus b. Because here 3 and here 3, then I hide those two here. Then what did you get left? A minus b. Then how to get, that's a linear term, and then I must get quadratic term. Square the first term. I square the first term. Square the second term. You get plus b squared. Take the first, multiply by the second, and whatever is the sign here, take opposite sign. So that is will be given to you. That is as a hint here will be given to you in order to solve this one. So when I look to this system here, you have 1, you have here 2, 1 and 2, right? How to solve this one here? It's a nonlinear because the highest power here is 3, and here also nonlinear. So this equation nonlinear, and the second equation also is nonlinear. So how to solve this one here, guys? What I'm going to do here is I note something here. The first equation, you have here 2x, and here you have negative 2y. The second one, negative 2x, also negative 2y. So I should have here also negative 2y. Sorry for this. So here negative 2y and here negative 2y. Both of them negative. So because 2x minus 2y and here minus 2x minus 2y, so I'm going to get conclusion, which means for your x here must be equal y. Your x equal y. From equation number 1, from 1, so what do you have? You have 4x cubed equal what? Can I take negative 2x to the right? Become 2x. Negative 2y to the right plus 2y. I call this equation number 3. When I look to equation number equation number 2 here, so what do you have? 4y cubed equal, when I take negative 2x to the right, you have plus 2x. When I take negative 2y to the right, you have plus 2y. That is equation number 4. I note here something, your right-hand side exactly the same. 2x plus 2y, 2x plus 2y, which means what? The left-hand side must be equal. So here, when I equate 3 must equal 4, because they are equal here, then that is equal. This conclusion give you what? This giving 4x cubed equal 4y cubed. 4y cubed. You follow, guys? So now, what I have here, that's number D here. So I need to solve this one here. So what is the conclusion here, guys? The conclusion here is 4 cancel is 4. So I got here x cubed equal y cubed. X cubed equal y cubed. Everyone see that, guys? So now, if x cube equal y cube, I need to solve this one here. You have x cube equal y cube, then I can go back to, which means here guys, which means your x equal y, your x equal y, right? So your x here equal y. So that is, if you have x, because we are dealing with real numbers here, so that's the reason we say x equal y, because I'm assuming only you have real numbers. All right, guys? So now if you have x equal y, I put that in equation, say number 1 or 2. You can put it in 1 or 2. If I put in equation 1, x equal y, so what did you get? You get 4x cubed minus 2x minus 2x minus 2y. What is your 2y here, guys? You will have x. You have your x. So here I replace y by x. Y equal x. So I have y equal x. So you have 4x cubed minus 2x minus 2x. I replace x by y. Right? Then what did you get? I got good news. One equation in one unknown is very easy to solve. So what I'm going to do here, guys, 4x cubed, and here minus 2x with minus 2x, you get minus 4x equal 0. Now, how to solve this one here? It's very easy to solve if I factor. So here you have 4 and 4. So what happened if I divide by 4 first? Divide by 4, divide this term by 4, divide by 4. 0, when you divide 0 by any number, you get the same 0 here. 0 over any number, you get 0. So if I divide by, so I have x cubed minus x equal 0. Now, how to solve this one here, guys? I factor out. Here you have x, you have x. What happens if I factor out x? You have left x squared. When I take x out from here, what do you have left? Just 1, minus 1. So just factor out x because you have x here, you have x here. So when I solve this, you have 0 product. You have two quantities, the product of two quantities 0. Then each quantity here could be 0 or all of them 0. So you have x could be 0 or x squared minus 1 could be 0. Right? X squared minus 1 could be 0. So if you have x squared minus 1 equals 0, so what did you get? What does give you guys? What did it give us here, guys? What this one here give us? You have this one here, I can factor out this. You have x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 equals 0. So if x squared minus 1 is 0, then you have x minus 1 multiplied by x equals 0. That is again 0 product. X minus 1 could be 0 or x plus 1 could be 0. Let's give you x equal 1 and this one give you x equal minus 1. So how many value for x you are going to get? I'm getting 3 value for x. 3 value. The first value x equals 0. Second value x equal 1. The third value x equal minus 1. Now, because I have to solve the system of linear equation means I have to figure out what is my unknowns. I have to figure out what is the value of x and y. You have to get y. So which equation you can put it in 1 or can put it in 2 or can put it in 3 or 4 or maybe that is the best here equation, which is you will have, you can put it in one of these equations in order to get x and y. But here, as you can see, what is your x? Your x here equal y. Your x equal y. So here x equal y. So if x is 0, should be y also 0. When x equal 1, your y equal 1. If you have x equal minus 1, then your y equal minus 1. So I have here 3 values or 3 solutions. 0, 0. The second solution 1 and 1. And the third solution minus 1 and 1. Alright guys? So then it's harder problem here, but it's good to do this kind of problem. Alright guys? So now I'm going to give you some problem here related to application here. What is the application here, guys? I'm going to give you maybe one example here or two, and then I will give you other more example for one lecture here separate about the application or when I give you that in Moodle. Okay. So what is the first one here? They ask you to solve. What you have P equal 400 minus Q squared. And the second one here, you will have B equal 20 Q plus 100. All right. So that is, he gave you guys here one about demand and supply. So one supply here and demand. All right. And what is the question here? I need to find the equilibrium, find the question here, that is represent demand and that's supply. What is the question here? They ask you to find equilibrium point. What is equilibrium point? Equilibrium point means I have to get when the supply equal demand. So which means the question here is I need to solve this system of linear equation. I need to solve this system of nonlinear equation. So now I have two equations. I need to solve this one here. So in order to solve this, I equate them. All right. So here the same p guys here. So I go ahead. I note something here. This function is what? Is the function in q, and this one here function in what? Function in q. So the supply will equal demand. So you have to equate them. So let me call this equation 1. This equation also 2. So equation 1 must equal equation, maybe I write here, equation 1 must equal equation 2, right? So equation 1 must equal equation 2. So if equation 1 equal 2, how I'm going to simplify this? So you have 400 minus q squared equal 20q plus 100. How to solve this? That has become very easy now because you have quadratic equation. So the idea here is to make all the quadratic equation equal 0. You must have ax squared plus bx plus c. It must have 0. So what I'm trying to do here, I collect all of them in one side. You must have 0. So I take negative q squared to the other side. I take 400 to the other side, and I must have 0 here. So this term, what do you have? You have 20q plus 100 plus 100. When I take minus q squared there, you have plus q squared. When I take 400 there, you have minus 400. I have to simplify this. Start with the quadratic term, q squared. And here what you have, 20q. And here, 100 minus 400, you get minus 300. Okay, guys? So what I have here, guys, I could factor out this one here, right? So how to factor this one here? So I could write this, I can factor. So you have 0, that is q, 2 bracket here, q. And here you have 20 here, right? Here you have 300. So I could write here, just I have here your what's called here. You can use quadratic formula if you want, or I can factor out. I can try. So how to try this one to be 30 here, right? And also you will have, and here you have 10, right? 10. So that gives you 300. So when I multiply those together, you get 10q. When I multiply those together, you get 30q. So what do you have? You have here plus, and here you have minus, right? Yeah, I factor out, or you can use quadratic formula. You are going to get the same two value. So now, what is 0 product? Q minus 10 equals 0. This bracket could be 0. Or the second bracket here could be 0, right? This one gives you x equal 10, just 10, positive number. But this one, q equal minus 30. And this one here will be rejected. Why rejected? Because your q here is represent number of item or product. So because of that, your item or product must be greater than 0, must be greater than or equal 0, right? So q here must be positive, not negative. So I reject minus 30 here, so I consider only q equal 10. But here, because I need to equilibrium, your q here, that is the quantity here, or number of item, your p is a price. So I need to get the solution, always you figure out p and q. Your unknown, two unknowns, p and q. So how to get p? You can put that in equation 1 or 2, one of them. So if I put your q is what? Your q is 10. I put 10 in equation 1. So what did you get? You get 400 minus 10 squared. In equation 1, I replace q by 10. So what did you get? You get 400 minus 10 minus 100, which is 300. And that's dollar here, but it's a price. Your p is price, so it will be in dollars. So what is your solution? Your q equal 10. Your q equal 10, and your price here, your p equal 300. Okay, guys? So that is my solution here. That is my solution. All right? So I give you another one here, and then maybe I will finish this section here. All right? And maybe I'll give you more in seminar time than more example here, but at least here we gave how to solve this. So another one here, guys. they tell you the demand here is another example here. They tell you your demand here is Q equal square root of 100 minus P. That is equation 1. Equation 2 here, supply here is equal your Q equal P over 2 minus 10. That is equation 2. What is the question here? Find the equilibrium. I need to find the equilibrium point. Okay, guys? How to find equilibrium point? So now I know something here. You have square root. So I must here you have Q equal that, and here Q. The same Q here. The same Q. So I'm going to equate them. So equilibrium point when the supply equal to demand. Right? They are the same demand. Right? So equate them. So you have 100 square root of 100 minus P. Equate that to B over 2 minus 10. Equate them. So now how to solve this? What is good news? It's one equation in one unknown, which is your P. How to solve this? Because you have a square root here. So the idea here is to square both sides. Square both sides. All right? If I square both sides here, what did you get? You get 100 minus P. The whole thing is square equal B over 2 minus 10. The whole thing also square. I'm squaring both sides. Now, square root, get rid of square root here. So you have 100 minus P. So because it is square root. So you get 100 minus P. And here, what this one means? This one means it's a bracket multiplied by itself how many times? 2 times, twice. So it's a bracket, you have a bracket square, a bracket multiplied by itself twice. You go ahead and expand this bracket. So you think the first one is square, so you get b squared over 4. The second term, so you get minus 2b over 2 and 10, and here the second one you have 100. So just simplify that at home, guys. You bracket, you take the first term, multiply by the whole bracket, second term multiply by the whole bracket. If I simplify this, what you have b squared over 4, 2 cancel with 2, then what did you get? You get minus 10p plus 100, all right? So here what you have 100 minus p. So now it's a quadratic equation. So what I'm going to do, I try to make it equal to 0. I need to make that equal to 0, and then I have to solve this one. So now, how to make that 0? Take this term to the right. We must have 0 equal. So you have b squared over 4 minus 10p, right? I took the first term, multiply by second, multiply by 2, and here 100. How did I get that expansion of this? Expansion of this, you get this term. Now I take 100 to the right, you come minus 100. So here you have the first term, just copy this, you have minus 10, 100. Now what I have, I take 100 here. Look what you have, guys, 100 here, cancel with 100 here. So I could cancel 100 with 100. So what you have left? Minus p. When I take minus p to the right, so you get plus b. Minus b, when I take that to the right, you get minus b. So I simplify this. How to simplify this one here? You have 0 equal b squared over 4 minus 9p. Minus 9p equals 0, right? How to solve this? I know you have p here, If you want, you can use quadratic formula. That is okay. And you can use quadratic formula, or I can factor here p, because p here. So if I take b, you get b over 4. If I take b out, you get b over 4. If I take b out from here, you get 9. The whole thing equal 0, right? So what do you get? 0 product. You have 2 quantities. The product of 2 quantities 0. Then one of them could be 0, or all of them could be 0. So you have here b equals 0, or you have b over 4 minus 9 could be 0. If I solve this one here, guys, then what did you get? You get, when I solve this one here, I have here, your b here is equal, just over 4 equal 9. Then what is your b? Multiply by 4, then you get 36, right? You get 36. So that is, I just try to look for when I am here. Okay, so you have 36. That is $36 because that's the price. B here 0, that's the 0 price. We need more than, the price here must be greater than 0, of course. So I am going to consider this one here only. So, but I need to get Q, right? Because equilibrium point, that's your P and Q. So I have P 36 I need to get q. How to get q? You put that in equation 1 or equation 2. One of them give you q. If I put that in equation 2, you can put it in 1, 2. If I put that in 2, then you get p over 2. What is p over 2? You get 36 divided by 2 minus 10. Minus 10. If I simplify this, what did you get? You get 18 minus 10, which is 8. 8. The quantity here, or number of item 8, and the price here is 36. So that is called equilibrium point. So you're 8 and 36. So that is a point, or that is our equilibrium point. All right, guys? So that's very much here. I think that's nonlinear and solving nonlinear system. All right, guys. So maybe I give you, since I give you extra one example more different from the application here, how to solve this one here, but it's very much the same idea like this one here. For example, here, if I give you this one here, that's one of the problems in your textbook. So you have here 2x. What is the last example here as extra here? 2x y equal y plus 8. So that is one equation. The second equation here, I have x. Sorry, I have y. The second equation y equal to 8 square root of x plus 1. All right, square root of x plus 1. Now, if you need, that's equation 1 and equation 2. So now, how to solve this equation, guys? How to solve this equation? Here, well, look what you have, guys. You have equation 2 already. Equation 2 solved for y. This equation 2 already solved for y. Already y equal this. So it's very easy to put 2 in equation 1. I put 2 in equation 1, right? So if I put 2 in equation 1 here, what I'm going to do here, but that's one way. But remember, I gave you substitution another way. So here y equal this. So what happened if I can put that in 2. That's one way. Another way here, what happened if I solve equation 1, for y, guys, for y. Equation 1 here, how to solve this one for y? You have 2x. Take 8 to the other side, you have minus 8 equal y. Let me call this equation 3. So what I did, I note something here. Equation number 2 already solved it for y equal whatever. What is the number in front? y, 1. So you have this. And equation 2 here, it's a linear equation. It's easy to solve for x or y, but I'm going to solve that for y. Why? Because I have already here y, so I can now equate, if I look to equation number 2, y equal, equation number 3, y equal. Because I need to solve that, I need to get the x and y satisfy 1 and 2, I equate equation 2 with equation 3, because both of them, they are y. Equation 2, you have 8 square root of x plus 1 equal to equation 3, which is 2x minus 8. 2x minus 8. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get rid of the square root. How to get rid of square root here, guys? So you have 8 over, so let me write it here. So 8 square root of x plus 1 equal to 2x minus 8. So I'm going to square both sides. If I square both sides, what did you get here, guys? You get 8x plus 1, the whole thing is square, equal to x minus 8, the whole thing is square. So now when I square that, it gives you 64. When I square square root here, you get x plus 1. So this term only here, you get x plus 1, and here it's square, which is 64. Now, what this one here, you have 2x minus 8 multiplied by 2x minus 8. Then go ahead and expand the bracket here. The first term, multiply by first term. So you have 2x multiplied by 2x, you get 2x squared. 2x multiplied by minus 8, you get minus 2x multiplied by minus 8, 16x. Minus 8 multiplied by 2x, you get minus 16x. Minus 8, negative 8 was negative 8, you get plus 64. If I simplify this, you will have 4x squared minus 16 was minus 16 minus 32x. And here you have 64, right? So what I'm going to do here, guys, I try to simplify. It's a quadratic equation. What is the good news again? It's one equation in one unknown. What is my unknown? X. So I'm going to simplify this. 64 multiplied by x, you get 64x. 64 multiplied by 1, you get 64. Equal to 4x squared minus 32x plus 64. We know 64 here, cancel with 64. They cancel each other here. Then I can take 64 to the right hand side. So here what you have, when I cancel this, when I take this one here, you must have 0 here. So when I take this one, it becomes 0. And 64 cancel with 64, then you have 0 here. Here you have 4x squared minus 32x. I just copy this term. And when I take 64 there, you have minus 64x. Minus 64x. You follow, guys? So now, I combine those together. So you have 4x squared, and 2 with 4 you have minus. You have here, with 32 here you get 6, and here what? You get 9. 96 of x, right? How to solve this one here? I know something here. You have x here, you have x here. I can factor out this. I can factor out, or you can divide by 4. If you want, you can divide by 4. If I divide by 4, what did you get? Divide by 4, you get x squared. Divide by 4, what did you get? You get 20, right? So what did you get here, guys? Divide by 4, you get 28. You get 28, right? Is that correct? If I divide by 4, 9 over 4, you get 2. And then you get 1. So 16 over 4, you get 4 here. So you get 24. Sorry for that. X. So that is 24x. So you have x squared minus 24x. I can factor out x here, guys. I can factor out x. If I take x out, what do you have? You have x minus 24. X minus 24. Just grab x from here. Grab x from here. Then if I factor out x, you get 24. Now, what do you have? You have so-called zero product. What is zero product? Zero product. Each, you have two quantities, the product of that 0. Then what I'm going to do here, guys, I have x could be 0. That's the first one. The second one, x minus 24, could be 0. That is give you x equal 24. So how many value you have here for x? Two value, x equals 0 and x equal 24. So when x equals 0, what is your y? When x equals 24, what is your y? Right? So how to get y? You can put that in equation 1 or 3. You can put that in equation 1 or put that in equation 3. If I put that in equation 3 here, it will be easy. 3, if I replace x by 0, so what is your y? Minus 8. Right? Minus 8. Right? So now, if I put x equal 24, so what did you get? If you have x equal 24, you have 2. 24 minus 8. Simplify this, you get 40. So 2 multiplied by 4, you get 8. So you get 48 minus 8. So what did you get? You get 40. But I have to check if that is the solution here, correct or incorrect. Here, when you have x equals 0, right? X equals 0, you get y equal minus 8. But here, y must be positive. How y is positive? Because you have square root here, guys. You have square root. What do you have about square root here? 8 here, positive number, but the square root of x plus 1 must be greater than 0, greater than or equal 0. It could be 0, but also could be greater than 0. But you cannot have square root of negative number. So if I put here y equal, just try to show you here by negative 8, you cannot have negative 8, here, your y must be positive, must be greater than 0 because you have 8 multiplied by square root of x plus 1. Square root of anything must be non-negative. Multiply by 8. So this one here, it will be kind of rejected here, or reject negative number here. But that is the solution in a way, 0 minus 8, and the second one 24. But here minus 8 rejected because of this y, it's required greater than or equal 0. All right, guys? So that is very much how to solve a nonlinear system. Nonlinear system. You have to practice more, of course, in order to feel good. But if you hide the solution, just listen to this lecture here and then just hide the problem and then just do all of them. All right, guys? So I will stop here. Thank you so much and have a good one.